morning, students. Here, Mrs. Neelam Jain from SKM Public School. Students, today I am going to teach you history chapter number 10, that is 18th century political formations. And from the heading, you can learn कि 18th century means the period from 1700 to 1800. In class 6, you have learned about ancient history. In class 7th, you are learning about medieval history, and in class 8, you will learn about modern or colonial history. Students, the period from 1700 to 1800, this is the 18th century, and you know कि इस पीरियड के दौरान जो मुगल थे वो कहाँ से आए, विदेशों से आए और इंडिया में आकर क्या हो गए, वो इंडियनाइज हो गए। क्या हो गए, वो इंडियनाइज। और इनमें जो मुगल रूलर्स में जो सबसे पावरफुल जो एम्पायर कौन था, वो औरंगजेब था। कौन था? औरंगजेब। जैसे मुगल एम्पायर कई आए, कौन? बाबर, हुमायूं, अकबर के बाद शाहजहां, जहांगीर, एंड देन इन द लास्ट औरंगजेब। सो जब 1857 में रिवोल्ट में जो द रिवोल्ट फॉर इंडिपेंडेंस, इनमें ये इस रिवोल्ट के बाद क्या हुआ, जो मुगल जो रूल था वो क्या हो गया था, बिल्कुल एबॉलिश, खत्म हो चुका था। और जो बहादुर शाह जफर थे उनको दिल्ली में उनका शासन था, उनको वहां से क्या कर दिया गया, हटा दिया गया, रिमूव कर दिया गया। सो यू विल लर्न टुडे अबाउट व्हाट 18th century political formations. So students, you can see the maps 1 and 2 very closely in your book. You will see something significant happening in the subcontinent during the first half of the 18th century. First half of the 18th century means 1700 to 1750. Notice how the boundaries of the Mughal Empire were reshaped by the emergence of a number of independent kingdoms. So जो मुगल रूल था वो कहाँ से था, इंडिया में, यहाँ से ये मुगल रूल from here, this boundary to here, this. So in this here the boundaries of the Mughal Empire. So these are the boundaries of the Mughal Empire. And this boundary were reshaped by the emergence of number of independent kingdoms. So this is the external boundary of the Mughal Empire, that is 1700. Then by 1765, notice how another power, 1765, another power, the British, they successfully grabbed major chunks of territory in Eastern India. What these maps tell us that political conditions in 18th century India changed quite dramatically and within a relatively short span of time. And here, this portion, it is Bengal, then northern Sirkars. These were the boundaries for what? Territory under British control mid 18th century. So this was under British rule. This territory, British rule, and this one. Okay, Bengal and northern Sirkars. So these maps tell us that political conditions in 18th century India changed quite dramatically and within a relatively short span of time. In this chapter, we will read about the emergence of new political groups in the subcontinent. Subcontinent means, you know कि Asia is a continent and India is part of that continent. So we call our India a subcontinent, part of Asia. Then Roughly from here 1707 when Aurangzeb died till the third battle of Panipat in 1761. Then the crisis of the empire and the later Mughals. In chapter 4 you have learned how the Mughals empire reached the height of its success and started facing a variety of crises towards the closing years of 17th century. These were caused by a number of factors. Emperor Aurangzeb had depleted the military and financial resources of his empire by fighting a long war in the Deccan Plateau. Under his successors, the efficiency of the imperial administration broke down. It became increasingly difficult for the later Mughals emperors to keep a check on their powerful mansabdars, nobles appointed as governors. Governors were also called subadars, often controlled the offices of revenue and military administration, that is Diwani and Fauzdari as well. This gave them extraordinary political, economic and military powers over vast regions of the Mughal Empire. As the governors consolidated their control over the provinces, the periodic remission of revenue to the capital declined. Peasant and Zamidari rebellions in many parts of the northern and western India added to these problems. These revolts were sometimes caused by the pressures of mounting taxes. Taxes were very high. At other times, they were attempts by powerful chieftains to consolidate their own positions. Mughal authority had been challenged by rebellious groups in the past as well. But these groups were now able to seize the economic resources of the region to consolidate their positions. The Mughal emperors after Aurangzeb were unable to arrest the gradual shifting of political and economic authority into the hands of provincial governors, local chieftains and other groups. In the mid of this economic and political crisis, the ruler of Iran at the time was who? Nadir Shah, sacked and plundered the city of Delhi in 1739 and took away immense amount of wealth. This invasion means ये जो लूट मार की थी किसने? नादिर शाह ने. कहाँ की थी? In the city Delhi. And this invasion was followed by a series of plundering raids by the Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Abdali, who invaded North India 5 times between which period? 1748 and 1761. During this period, Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded North India 5 times. And already under severe pressure from all sides, the empire was further weakened by competition amongst different groups of nobles. They were divided into 2 major groups or factions. The Iranis and Turanis, nobles of Turkish descent. For a long time, the later Mughal emperors were puppets in the hands of either one or the other of these 2 powerful groups. And those 2 powerful groups were the Iranians and Turanians. So the later Mughal emperors were puppets. They were puppets in the hands of either one or the other of these 2 powerful groups. उनके हाथ में क्या बनकर रह गए? वो कठपुतली. The worst possible humiliation came when two Mughal emperors, Farrukh Shah and Alamgir, were assassinated, and two others, Ahmad Shah and Shah Alam II, were blinded by their nobles. Then emergence of new states. So students, you have today what you have learned today. So you have let's recap that. Yes, this is chapter number 10, 18th century political formations. So the crisis of the empire and the later Mughals. Here there was Nadir Shah attacks in Delhi. Nearly 1 crore worth of goldware and peacock throne were looted from the Mughal treasury. The new city Shahjahanabad was turned into rubble. रबल मीन्स वेस्ट और रफ फ्रेगमेंट्स ऑफ स्टोन्स, मतलब मलबे में वो तब्दील हो गया. Then Nadir Shah also attacked the old quarters of the city and destroyed a whole world that existed there. Then now emergence of new states, Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad did not break their formal ties with the Mughal emperor. States that enjoyed complete independence under the Mughal were called Watan Jagirs, like Rajput principalities. So the emergence of new states with the decline in the authority of the Mughal emperors, the governors of large provinces, subadars and the great zamidars consolidated their authority in different parts of the subcontinent. Through the 18th century, the Mughal Empire gradually fragmented into a number of independent regional states. Broadly speaking, the states of the 18th century can be divided into 3 overlapping groups. First, states that were old Mughal provinces like Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad. Although extremely powerful and quite independent, the rulers of these states did not break their formal ties with the Mughal Empire. Second, states that had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughal as Watan Jagirs. These included several Rajput principalities. Third is the last group included states under the control of Marathas, Sikhs and others like the Jats. These were the differing size and had seized their independence from the Mughals after a long drawn armed struggle. So here emergence of new states, Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad did not break their formal ties with the Mughal emperors, and states that enjoyed complete independence under the Mughals were called Watan Jagirs, like Rajput principalities, and the third were the last group including states under the control of Marathas, Sikhs and others like the Jats. These were the differing sizes and had seized their independence from the Mughals after a long drawn armed struggle. Then the old Mughal provinces. Amongst the states that were carved out of the old Mughal provinces in the 18th century, 3 stand out very prominently. These were Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad. All 3 states were founded by the members of the high Mughal nobility who had been governors of large provinces that were Saddat Khan from Awadh, Murshid Quli Khan from Bengal and Asaf Jahan from Hyderabad. All 3 had occupied high mansabdari positions and enjoyed the trust and confidence of the emperors. Both Asaf Jahan and Murshid Quli Khan held a Zat rank of 7,000 each, while Sadat Khan Zat was 6,000. It was 6,000. And emergence of new states, that is Hyderabad, Bengal and Awadh, we will study in detail in the next video, and try to read chapter number 10 of your book NCERT from page 138 to 142. 142. Read these pages. Chapter 10. Read. History. And about 3 states, Hyderabad, Bengal and Awadh, we will learn this. We will read about this emergence of new states in the next video, and till then stay alert, stay healthy, and mask yourself, take proper care. Thank you students, have a nice day. Thank you.